Welcome to the Jamul Casino Resort Padres Postgame Show on the Padres Radio Network. Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Mike Shildt's postgame comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
First pitch on the way, and a bouncer over the head of the third baseman. Bregman down the left field line. Bogarts is on his way. Anthony's throw to the plate is not in time, and Ramon Laureano walks it off as the Padres beat the Red Sox 5-4 in 10.
What a finish. Ramon Laureano strikes again, this time in walk-off fashion, a walk-off base hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning, and the Padres win the middle game of this three-game series from the Red Sox 5-4. And what was an absolutely seesaw battle here tonight, the Padres with the bullpen looking like they were destined for a pretty exciting one-run win in regulation with the way the bullpen continues to pitch. Robert Suarez giving up a run in the ninth inning. Roman Anthony tying the game with a base hit in the ninth. But then Ramon Laureano comes to the rescue in the bottom half of the 10th. The walk-off hit, and the Padres win it 5-4 in 10. Padres with the win improved to 65-52. Red Sox with the defeat dropped to 65-53. Welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show. Sam Levitt with you inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park. Hey, player, when it comes to giving you what you want, Jamul Casino Resort isn't playing around. It's way more than a place to game. It's a place where you can stay and play in every possible way. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. What a moment for Ramon Laureano. You could argue his first signature moment in the brown and gold here at Petco Park in front of a packed house on a Saturday night. I caught up with Laureano on the field right after tonight's walk-off moment.
Ramon, what a moment for you in a brand new uniform. What does it mean to you to have a moment like this in this stadium?
It feels special, continue to, try to win games, try to do anything for the team to win ball games, and that's what we're here for.
You were ready on a first pitch slider. What was your mindset going into that at bat?
Hit a homer. I didn't know the sign, and then I'm like, okay, let's chop it down.
You've had so many big hits already for this team in a really short amount of time. What's allowing you to contribute the way you continue to do?
Playing winning baseball. I think that's what I've been always doing, just playing winning baseball. I don't know really how to play on a rebuild baseball. But I think, I'm here and I'm trying to just stay present and help the team win.
This team continues to play really well. What stands out to you about this group?
Everybody's a grinder. I'm a grinder. I want to win ball games, and thank God I'm here.
Finally, this bullpen, they've got a lot of high-octane arms in that pen. What's it like playing behind those guys in the bullpen right now?
You're locked in, but it feels pretty easy, to be honest. But you're locked in. You never know what's going to happen. Be ready for any moment and stay present.
Ramon, congratulations on a great moment here at Petco Park. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sam.
That was Ramon Laureano right after tonight's walk-off base hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning. I got to tell you, you really like Ramon Laureano, not only what he continues to do on the field, what he continues to say. This is a really hard worker. He's a grinder. You heard him say it right there. And he comes up with a big hit on the first pitch he saw from the right-hander on the mound for the Red Sox, Garrett Whitlock, and he was ready for a first pitch slider, didn't try to do too much, put the ball in play, got it over the head of the third baseman on the chopper, and that was it here tonight. Padres win it 5-4, and they'll go for a series win against a very good Red Sox team tomorrow here in downtown San Diego. When we come back, we'll recap this one from start to finish. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up a little bit later as well. Again, the final here tonight, Padres 5 and the Red Sox 4. Padres win it on a Ramon Laureano walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Our post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, guys, it's Woodsy. Celebrate 100.
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Padres win it in 10 innings. The Padres' second extra inning win of the week. They went on Tuesday in 11 innings in Arizona. Padres win in 10 on this Saturday at Petco Park here in downtown San Diego. Ramon Laureano, a walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning, and the Padres now set up to potentially win this 3-game series tomorrow afternoon. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit. Stay tuned for that. We'll have all our daily awards, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, your phone calls a little bit later as well at 833-288-0973. This was a really interesting ball game tonight. Really was for a number of different reasons. Let's get to it with our game recap.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Michael King took the mound for the top of the first inning, making his first start in nearly 3 months. King allowed a one-out double to Alex Bregman. Jarren Duran then hit an RBI single to score Bregman. Duran was thrown out at second base, but the Red Sox took an early 1-0 lead. King then got in trouble in the top of the second. The Red Sox loaded the bases, but King got out of it. He did have to throw 34 pitches in that second inning. Padres trailed 1-0 going bottom 2. Lucas Giolito back on the mound for the Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts, the former Red Sox shortstop, led off.
And Xander hits it in the air to left field. Anthony backing up, still going back. He is at the wall. This one going to go. Xander Bogaerts' first hit against the Red Sox is a home run, and it ties the game here in the second inning.
So Xander hitting his third home run in the last 4 games. He continues to swing a really good bat. He wasn't done for the evening. We were tied at 1 going top 3. Alex Bregman hit a leadoff double. That was it for King. He got taken out of this game at 57 pitches in his first start back off the IL. Wandy Peralta entered. He gave up a single to put runners on first and third. Then Trevor Story hit a ground ball back to the mound. The Padres got Bregman in a rundown between third and home. Bregman was out, but he stayed in the rundown long enough to allow Duran to go to third base and Story to go all the way to second. Peralta then balked, and it was a weird one. Manny Machado was holding on to the ball at third base after that whole play with the rundown. He tried to almost hidden ball trick Duran at third, but meanwhile, the problem was Wandy Peralta went to the rubber without having the ball. You can't do that. So it was a balk that brought home a run in Duran, and Story went to third base. The Red Sox had a 2-1 lead. Masataka Yoshida then hit a grounder to the right side of the mound. Peralta tried to come home with it. Really had no chance to get Story at home. He was safe. It was an RBI fielder's choice for Yoshida, and the Red Sox had a 2-run third inning. They had a 3-1 lead. Padres answered in the bottom half of the third. Luis Ariz hit a one-out double. Manny Machado walked. There were runners on base with 2 outs for Xander Bogaerts.
Bogaerts lines it softly into center field. Duran charging in, going to have to play it on a hop with 2 outs. Abreu running, or Ariz running all the way. He'll come in to score. And an RBI single for Xander Bogaerts, who has knocked in both Padre runs, and it's 3-2.
So a good start for the X-Man, 2 for 2, couple of RBIs and a home run. Padres trailed 3-2 through 3 innings. Wandy Peralta pitched the scoreless 4th inning. Jeremiah Estrada did the same in the 5th. In the bottom half, Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a leadoff single. Giolito got the next 2 outs as Tatis advanced to second base on a ground out and to third on a wild pitch. Giolito then walked Jackson Merrill. He walked Xander Bogaerts to load the bases. He walked Ryan O'Hearn to bring in a run. That tied the game at 3. The bases were still loaded for Ramon Laureano. The count went to 3-2 on him.
Giolito set. Here's the pitch. Laureano takes low ball 4. A 4th straight walk. This one will bring Merrill home, and the Padres lead 4-3.
So the Padres had a base runner on with 2 men away, and then Giolito, like Jesse said, issued 4 consecutive walks as they took a 4-3 lead in the 5th inning. Alex Cora and the Red Sox finally took Giolito out of the game. Steven Matz came in and stranded the bases loaded. Estrada struck out the side in the 6th inning to keep the Padres up 4-3. He was awesome in this game. He faced 6 batters, went 6 up, 6 down, and struck out the last 5 of them. Padres still led 4-3 going to the 7th inning. Adrian Morejon began the inning. He allowed a single sandwiched between a couple of strikeouts. Mike Shildt then went to Mason Miller to face Trevor Story. Miller struck him out to end the inning. Miller then pitched the scoreless top of the 8th inning. So the Padres still led 4-3 going to the 9th inning. Robert Suarez came on for the save opportunity. Cedar Rafaela hit a leadoff single for the Red Sox. He stole second. He was still on second base with 1 out for Roman Anthony.
0-1. Suarez kicks and deals. That's in the air to left center field. Long run. Merrill on the move. Not going to get there. That'll tie the game as it hops over the left field wall. A ground rule double for Roman Anthony. Rafaela scores, and we start anew. 4-4 here in the 9th.
A blown save for Robert Suarez. However, to his credit, he did get out of the inning, keeping the game tied at 4. Aroldis Chapman retired the Padres in order in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So we went to the 10th inning, a tie game at 4-4. Jason Adam came on for the top of the 10th. Story was the Red Sox runner at second base. David Hamilton couldn't get a bunt down. He struck out on a foul bunt. Really, really critical part of this game. And then Adam proceeded to get through the rest of that inning without allowing a run. So it got the game to the bottom half of the 10th inning, 4-4 game. It was Garrett Whitlock who replaced Chapman in the bottom half of the 10th. Xander Bogaerts started the inning at second base for the Padres as their free runner. Red Sox decided to intentionally walk Ryan O'Hearn. So that put runners on first and second, nobody out. The winning run on second base in a 4-4 game, bottom half of the 10th inning. Ramon Laureano dug in.
First pitch on the way, and a bouncer over the head of the third baseman. Bregman down the left field line. Bogaerts is on his way. Anthony's throw to the plate is not in time, and Ramon Laureano walks it off as the Padres beat the Red Sox 5-4 in 10.
And that was that. Ramon Laureano ready to fire on a first pitch slider. Didn't try to do anything fancy. The corner infielder Bregman was pinched in from third, and he just bounced it right over his head into left field. No chance for the Red Sox to get Bogaerts at home. And Ramon Laureano, who has been terrific as a San Diego Padre in just more than a week of playing for him, he comes through with the hit of the night. A 5-4 extra inning win as the Padres walk off the Red Sox on this Saturday night in front of another sold-out crowd here in downtown San Diego. Final totals for the Red Sox: 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For the Padres, 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Winning pitcher tonight was Jason Adam. He deserves it. Got through that 10th inning scoreless. He improves to 7-3. Garrett Whitlock threw 1 pitch in this game and took the loss. He drops to 5-2. And the Padres again improved to 65-52. Red Sox dropped to 65-53. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll go downstairs, hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Much more to do on our post-game coverage. We continue from Petco Park after this on the Padres Radio Network.
Stay tuned to the Jamul Casino Resort.
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network as we continue to wrap this one up. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as the Padres win it in walk-off fashion, 5-4 against the Red Sox. Ramon Laureano, a walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning. To win it, Padres will go for a series win against the Red Sox tomorrow before hitting the road for what'll be a 6-game road trip to San Francisco and LA. We'll talk about the series finale coming up a little bit later as well. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But let's focus on a couple of aspects of this ball game. You've got to talk about what the Padres bullpen did here tonight. They were great. I know Suarez gave up the run in the 9th inning. I know he's going to get charged with the blown save in this game. I understand that. However, this bullpen was really good once again here tonight. The Big Five, we have not come up with a nickname collectively for him yet, not one that I've seen catch on. We're going to have to work on that. Who knows, with David Morgan, you might be able to do something with 6 in it, because I think he's getting pretty close to getting put in that mix of real high leverage guys. But let's talk about one guy in the bullpen in particular tonight as we tell you about our relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, presented by David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys. When your freedom and future are on the line, you need the best arm in the pen. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
And the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and 5 straight Ks for Jeremiah Estrada.
Jeremiah Estrada, what a job he did here tonight. Came in the 5th inning, and Estrada retires the side in order, strikes out the final 2, then comes back out for the 6th inning with the Padres in front after they scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the 5th, strikes out the side. He faced 6 batters. He retired all 6. He struck out 5. He did it on a grand total of 27 pitches. He was electric in this game. And, look, there was a point in this game where you really felt like this was the formula, right? This is what I think the Padres and A.J. Preller dreamed about when they made the move for Mason Miller. And we've talked about it many times since the deadline in the last week, all the versatility, optionality the Padres have. Well, we saw that on full display tonight, and we saw, again, we're going to get to Suarez giving up the run. But until that, it was playing out exactly how you want games like this when these guys are available to play out. Padres scratch across 2 runs in the 5th inning. They get kind of a gift by Giolito, who walks 4 in a row to sort of inexplicably bring in 2 runs and give the Padres the lead. But okay, you'll take it. Then the Padres go back to Estrada, who had already pitched a 1-2-3 inning. He strikes out the side. Adrian Morejon gets 2 outs. Mason Miller comes in, gets 4 outs. And if Robert Suarez finds his way through that 9th inning, you're looking at a situation where the Padres didn't do anything fancy offensively at all to take the lead. However, it showed you the power of, if you give them a lead in the middle innings, on a lot of nights they're going to be able to turn to some mix of those guys and say, go bring us home. Now, Suarez, unfortunately, gave up a single, stolen base, double to Anthony, tie game. That's going to happen, right? Look, Adam then comes out, gets through the 10th inning. So it ended up being a little bit different than how you would have wanted with having to go to extra innings. However, you still had another one of those 5 guys, and Adam, you still had him for the 10th inning. I mean, again, that's just something that is such a unique advantage for the Padres. Think about it. The fact that they could use Estrada, Morejon, Miller, and Suarez in regulation, and then in the extra inning, they still got Adam to throw out there. I mean, that is just something that most teams, all teams, aside from this one in San Diego, they cannot do that. They cannot have that quality of arm left over after using all those guys earlier in the game. It's a huge advantage. I understand Suarez gave up the run tonight, but think about it a little bit deeper than that. I mean, that is something to be able to go to Jason Adam. He's one of the best relievers in the sport right now, to go to him in extra innings. They still have him left. So make no mistake about it. That's a big reason they won this game, is that they could go to Jason Adam to get through that 10th inning. It's a hard thing to do, to get through these extra innings without giving up a run when you start with a runner on second base. So again, Estrada was awesome tonight. The only blemish for the bullpen tonight after Peralta was Suarez giving up the run. And the Padres were able to withstand it for two reasons. Number one, because they still had Jason Adam available for the 10th inning. And number two, because Ramon Laureano put a good swing on the first pitch of the bottom half of the inning and won the game. So make no mistake, the depth of the bullpen, even though there was a blown save, the depth of the bullpen was a massive, massive reason why the Padres won this game here tonight. And Estrada in particular was excellent. 2 scoreless innings, 6 up, 6 down, and he struck out the final 5 batters he faced. In fact, how about this? The Padres bullpen between Estrada, Morejon, Miller, Suarez, and Adam. Let me count it up here as I kind of, get my bearings during the postgame here. They combined to strike out 7, 10, 12, 13 batters in 6 innings. Am I right about that? 7, 10, 12, 13 batters in 4, 5, 6. 13 batters in 6 innings of work. Estrada, Morejon, Miller, Suarez, and Adam. I mean, that's pretty impressive. 13 batters in 6 innings from your bullpen. It's high octane in that pen right now, to say the least. Let's go downstairs here at Petco Park as the Padres win it 5-4 against the Red Sox. Ramon Laureano, a walk-off hit. Another big night for Xander Bogaerts, who continues to be really good. 2 hits tonight, including a home run. Laureano, the hero at the end. The bullpen shining for the most part once again. Let's go downstairs and hear some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Worked out, the extra got to go there in the 10th, and guys got their job done.
Yeah, first of all, it's good to have Michael back. He would have, I'm sure, preferred to go longer, but what a good sight to see Michael King back on the mound for the Padres. Gutted through it, and then, we got to a point where we had to turn it over, and thankfully, we got a little bit of length from Nick last night, and here we go. We ran him out there, and Wandy was really good. We asked guys to pitch in some places they're not typical. They typically don't pitch in, but he's able to finish an inning, grab the next inning, and throw up a 0. Obviously huge. And then, we go to Estrada. And going into Estrada, we knew where we were, basically looking to take him, which was through Wong, and then have Morejon go. And, Brian Esposito says this, our bench coach, I like it a lot. Put the domino back into place a little bit. He goes 1, 2, 3. He's at 12 pitches. There is the decision. Okay, go to Jason there. But again, he was very effective. Has had 3 days off. Jeremiah. So we're going to run him back out and then have Morejon ready for Anthony. And he went 1, 2, 3. Got his 2 innings and put us in a really good place. And Adrian was great. And listen. In other circumstances, potentially, I can let Adrian have Story. But, at that point, you got 2 outs and you got Miller sitting there. So, and he's fairly rested. And so we take our shot with knowing he can grab 4 outs, which he did. It was great. And, stranded his guy in the 8th. And, the 9th, I thought Robert's stuff was really good. The 2 out, chopper, 2 strike rather, chopper, to Rafaela, kind of set us up, the bag. And then, Anthony hits the ball in the gap but he kept it right there. We tapped down around a couple guys and then of course, to your point, because Estrada was able to pick up the 6th, it allowed us to have a little bit of cushion in Jason Adam, who did a tremendous job. When you're hard to hit, you're hard to bunt to. And so he did a great job to get that clean 10th and, allow Lauraniano to be a hero.
Is there any chance that Lauraniano was supposed to or going to bunt?
We won the game, Ace. I mean, I don't know what to tell you right now, but you got a walk-off hit, so let's leave it at that.
Yeah, just they were in, and it worked out really well.
It did. He chopped it right over his head.
Mike, just what did you make of Michael King's outing overall? Just watching him, velocity, movement, control. What was your assessment of it?
After the first, I haven't talked to Ruben since because we had the rest of the game to manage and deal with. But after the first, and I asked Ruben about his, all his metrics and how things were coming out, and he said spot on. Long second. One of the calculus getting him out for the third, he felt good. He felt good his whole rehab. But also to get him out there for that third time and get some pitches up as soon as Bregman, hit the double, it was it. But, it was just a matter of knocking off some of the rust.
Ramon, instant impact. I mean, he's been with the team for a little over a week and just, a lot of big hits. Just what do you make of the jolt he's provided and what he's done for you guys?
Good player, another good player we added, and clearly he's helped us take tough at bats, good against righties. He's just a good player that and a tough player. And he's done a nice job in the outfield as well. Made a couple of plays really close at second today that I didn't think was even going to be an issue, but gets it in and gets, with some arm strength. But, like I say, he's a good player with a good approach. He's a winning guy.
As good as your bullpen is, you've talked about obviously not being able to do something like this every night. How important is it going to be for Michael to, come back and get stretched out and kind of be who he's always been? Yeah, it's going to be important. It really is. That's the one thing, like I said, to get him back out there, and we're going to ride him just to ride him because, this isn't a week where you just do that, but we took an opportunity to get him out for that third. And if he'd got Bregman, might have taken him through to Story. But now he's built up a little bit. He's gotten up 3 ups. If he's efficient and he's up to a certain number of pitches, he can get into that 4th and 5th. And I can see Michael easily doing that next time. But, whether it's Michael or any starter, I mean, we really do need to get innings out of our starters to be able to use our bullpen appropriately.
Hey, Mike, what was the deal with the hidden ball trip?
I thought it was a great baseball play that, I'll take some responsibility because we want to work on everything that can possibly happen in spring training. And it's my miss that we didn't, but, you just can't be on the rubber when that happens. But Manny's IQ shows up again, and it's just something we didn't work on. And, he was on the rubber, but he had him fooled. Well, Wandy didn't have a baseball, so yeah. It's something that, again, I'll take responsibility for, that we should work on in spring training. That, one of the few things that ever really catches us with our teams. But, we just got to work on it. You can't be on the rubber.
How big was that Xander being able to keep the tag on for?
Huge. That was huge. Again, those little things that we do work on, they come into play. And Bogey's been really good about playing the game right. Our middle infielders their tags have been great this year. And Bogey, Croney, Manny at third have been really good at, picking it, staying on it, and creating an opportunity.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 5-4 walk-off win for the Padres against the Red Sox. Sam Levitt back with you inside the lofts here at the Western Metal Building as we continue to wrap this one up. I'm happy they asked Mike about the tag that Bogaerts kept on David Hamilton at second base in the 8th inning, because even though the Red Sox went on to tie this game, that was a huge play at the time. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at that replay here inside the stadium, and, I thought maybe Hamilton came off. But, you looked at it close enough. It looked like he came off a little bit, and it was just a great job by Bogaerts keeping that tag on. And, look, that's the way you got to play it. You can hate replay. You can hate the idea of that really not being the essence of what replay should be. But, look, it is what it is. This is what we do now. And Bogaerts kept the tag on. Hamilton came slightly off, and they overturned it and called him out. And at the time, if the Padres go on to win this game in the 9th inning, let's say Suarez shuts the door, gets the save, I mean, you're looking at that caught stealing and that overturn just in a massively huge way in how this game went down. And it was a big play at the time. I mean, I know Lauraniano ends up being the hero for the walk-off hit. However, for a while in this game, to me, this game was all about Xander Bogaerts and the bullpen. But Bogaerts in particular, the home run, the RBI single, he drew a walk in the 5th inning as part of those 4 consecutive walks where the Padres took the lead. And then he keeps that tag on in the 8th inning to help the Padres through that 8th. So Xander was great tonight. He really was. He continues to swing the bat well. He's now hit 3 home runs in his last 4 games. I just love the way Xander's hitting the ball right now and the way he's playing. But that was really big in that 8th inning at the time. Obviously, there was weirdness with that hidden ball trick. Wandy, it was a little confusing to understand what was happening there. Wandy, goes to the rubber without the baseball. Manny still got the baseball, and he tries to tag Duran at third base. Clearly, I'm not sure what exactly was going on there, but Wandy can't do that and go to the rubber, and then Manny's tagging a guy with the baseball, so it was a balk. It happens, kind of a weird play. But look, all in all, did not cost the Padres the game here tonight. They find a way to win it. And I also thought it was interesting there, and we heard Ramon reference this during my post-game interview with him. Now, Mike doesn't want to get into it, and I understand that. However, with the corners pinched in, it seems like there's a pretty distinct possibility that the Padres were actually signaling Lauraniano to bunt, and he didn't know that they were doing that, like you heard during the post-game interview. So apparently he said something similar on TV as well. But look, it works out, is what it is, and Ramon found a way to win it. But kind of an interesting part of the way it went down in that 10th inning with Ramon Lauraniano. But you know what? All's well when you win the game the way he did, as the Padres win it 5-4 in walk-off fashion. Well, step aside. When we come back, we'll tell you about what the middle of the order did tonight. We'll take your phone calls, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Much, much more to do as the Padres win it 5-4 here at Petco Park tonight. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
Baseball season is in full swing. Get ready for Major League Winning.
Padres win it in walk-off fashion here tonight at Petco Park. 5-4 the final. Ramon Laureano, a walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning. As the Padres continue to play good baseball, Padres improved to 65-52. Red Sox dropped to 65-53. We'll get some more of our daily awards coming up in a little bit. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, our play of the game, wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow. Padres have now won 10 of their last 13 games as the post-trade deadline Padres continue to play despite losing yesterday in what was a rare kind of loss where the game got away from the Padres. They continue to play, if we're just looking at the macro here. Very, very good baseball, and getting contributions from all over the place certainly was that way once again here tonight. Phone number to call if you want to chime in on this Saturday evening, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Phone number to call. Let's begin things on the phones here tonight. Let's go to Jax calling in. Hi, Jax. You're on the Padres Radio Network. Go ahead.
Oh, hi, Sammy. I just want to say, I was at the game tonight, and I think it was, a really electric game. I think it was really cool that Lauraniano was able to get that walk-off. So, and then the pitching, it was very, I feel like having King back is definitely going to help our bullpen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you, Jax. Great analysis. You're spot on, and appreciate the phone call. Thank you for listening, and thank you for calling in. You're spot on with your analysis. No doubt Michael King being back in the long run is going to be very, very good for this team. Now, Michael had to work really hard tonight, gave up a run in the first, had to throw 34 pitches in the second, a lot of high-stress pitches, and the Padres got him out of there after 57 pitches. I don't blame him for that tonight. It was a really high-stress 2+ innings for Michael King. I'm not worried about King. I'm really not. Look, he had not pitched in a major league game in nearly 3 months. I think King will sharpen up, no doubt about it. But Jax, to your point, and Mike Shildt continues to say this, and he's right. And this goes right along with our conversation of how great this bullpen is and can be. With that said, you cannot run these guys out there every single night. The Padres are going to need more length from their starters, like they got yesterday from Pivetta, who was not great, but found his way through 6 innings. They're going to need that from Yu Darvish. They're going to need that from Dylan Cease. They're going to need that from Michael King eventually when he's all the way built up. It's going to be really, really important. But tonight, am I going to worry about Michael King? I'm not. I mean, look, he wasn't great tonight. It was high-stress pitches for a lot of it. Let's see. Hopefully, to be honest with you, the most important thing for Michael King tonight, he wants to have good results, but you could argue the most important part of this whole thing for King tonight is to recover well and be ready to pitch his next turn in the rotation, really. That's kind of the most important thing for him right now is, coming out of this healthy, recovering well, and being ready to go, and you get rolling, and I'm sure he will sharpen up. He's terrific. When he's been healthy, he has been terrific. So I have very little concern that Michael King will get there. He's got to get all the way stretched out again. So hopefully, the next outing is a little bit better, and he can go a little bit deeper. Let's go to John calling in from Temecula. Hi, John. You're on the Padres Radio Network on this Saturday.
Hey, Sammy. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Well, I called in just to say, first of all, you did a great job calling on the radio when you did the 3-game set. I was so happy for you. You did a great job, and it was awesome. And then secondarily, I just felt like tonight was a great bounce back game after getting smoked last night. The Padres have a great roster after the trade deadline, and the guys did a great job of bouncing back after getting smoked, and I really liked that.
Yeah, they did well tonight, John. I appreciate the phone call, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yeah, look, this was a good game. The bullpen was really good. Again, I know Suarez gave up the run and blew the save. The bullpen was so good tonight. I mean, you can't expect them to be absolutely perfect every night. And as a whole, after Peralta, they were really good. And again, it's not like Wandy. To be honest with you, I've kind of left Wandy out of the conversation tonight. But if we really want to be fair to Wandy, he ended up balking in a run, because of that weird play with Manny trying to basically pull a hidden ball trick off on Duran, and then he gave up a tapper where he just made the wrong decision. The run was going to score regardless on that play. Wandy should have gone to first base, and he threw home. He was never going to get Story at home on that play. He wasn't, so he should have just got the out. Thankfully, he didn't allow another run, but to be honest with you, he gave up a tapper, and, again, should have had an out there, but that run was going to score either way, no matter if he went to first or if he went to home, because of where he picked it up and his momentum taking him towards first base. So, it's not like Wandy was terrible tonight. He was really fine. 2 innings, 1 run given up is the final line for Wandy. He did walk too. I'm not saying Wandy was excellent tonight, but the point is that he had that weird balk, and then he gives up, a very, very soft contact RBI fielder's choice, and the rest of the bullpen was great. And the Padres, found a way. They found offense in the 5th inning with the 4 straight walks. You'll take it. They found enough offense with 1 swing from Lauraniano on a chopper over Bregman's head to win it, and you'll take it. And you hope to win a series against the Red Sox team. I'll tell you what, this Red Sox team is good. They've got a good rotation. They've got a solid bullpen. They've got a really solid lineup. This is a good Red Sox team. If you can win this series tomorrow, to me, this is a very, very good series win. So you have an opportunity to do that tomorrow. Let's go to Nick in Oceanside calling in. Hi, Nick.
Hey there.
Nick,
I think it's Luke in Oceanside.
Sorry. Hi, Luke. You're good. Our fault. Hi, Luke.
No worries. I'm on I-5 North. Traffic's moving well. Sammy, like John in Temecula said, nice job calling the game out in Arizona. Those are some long days. Well done. We're at the game tonight.
Thank you.
My birthday is tomorrow. Lived in Boston for 8 years. So anytime the Sox come to town, it's always special. A storied franchise, and those guys battle. But, man, our team's really strengthened after the deadline.
Yeah.
Lauraniano hitting the ball hard. It seems like every at-bat, he's ready to do some damage. And then Bogart's just coming in clutch against his former team. Like you said, he was really the man of the game from the start. So just awesome. And then final shout out, forget about the Savannah Bananas. We've got San Diego banana pudding in the house. Awesome.
All right, Luke, good call, and happy early birthday. Appreciate the phone call. Yes, the banana pudding's a big hit. I said this on the radio during the last homestand. I'll say it again right now. There are 2 places you can get that banana bread pudding, which has become extremely popular here at the ballpark. The first place you can get it is the original place, that's Seaside Market on the first base side, which is, in my opinion, one of the best places to get food at the ballpark. You can get a lot there. You can get it there. But they've also opened up, and this is kind of like a little hidden secret right now. It's not hidden at all, really, but I feel like probably a lot of people don't know it's there yet. They've opened up a second banana bread pudding location, and it's on the 2nd level, terrace level, and it's in front of Puesto. It's right after you get off the escalator or the stairs going up towards the terrace level. If you know where Puesto is, on the terrace level, kind of in the back, it is right across from that. You're not going to miss it. So that's a little secret for you. There is a second banana bread pudding location inside Petco Park. Lauraniano, let's just talk about him for a second before we do anything else here. Yeah, I mean, look, he's been great. I really like him and the way he's playing, and he's a grinder. He called himself a grinder on the post-game interview. I'm with him. Plays hard, and he cares. I'm telling you, I said this a handful of days ago. I was with Ramon in 2017. It's a long time ago at this point. With the Corpus Christi Hooks, Ramon was coming up with the Houston Astros organization. We were at AA together in 2017. And I will tell you that something I remember very clearly about Ramon Lauraniano, even back then, this is before he ever had a plate appearance in the major leagues, is that he works hard and he's a tough player. He's a hard-nosed ball player. I think he's a really good guy to have. I do. He was like that in 2017, and seemingly he's like that in 2025. His numbers so far, 290 batting average. He's got, let me just read off the numbers with the Padres so far. 34 at-bats. He's hitting 294, so he's 10 for 34. a double, 2 triples, a home run, 8 RBIs. He's walked twice. He, helped throw out a runner on the base paths on Wednesday on a really good play. He's just playing good baseball. And you zoom out a little bit, you look at his year between Baltimore and San Diego. I mean, the guy's hitting .290 with 16 home runs, 54 RBIs, 882 OPS. He's having a really, really nice year. This is a good player. He is. And what I like, too, is that you can play him against righties and lefties. I mean, he handles righties really well. And guess what? He had the base hit off a righty in Whitlock today to win the game. Against righties, Ramon Laureano on the year is hitting .308 with a .933 OPS. Against lefties, he's hitting .255. Now, that's obviously well below the .308 against righties, but it's not like he's hitting .192 against lefties. Hitting .255 with a .779 OPS. So he can hold his own against lefties, but he is a guy that you can play against both. I mean, again, I really like what he's doing and what he can be for this team moving forward. I do. He's playing good baseball, and he can hit, and he can go to all fields. We've seen it already. He can go to all fields. So I really like the way he's playing. Let's talk about the heart of the order, what they did here tonight.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the heart of the order, presented by Palomar Health, the official healthcare provider of 97.3 The Fan. Palomar Health, leading with heart for every patient. Palomar Health is reimagining healthcare.
Heart of the order here tonight, Manny, Merrill, and Bogaerts. They went a combined 2-4-12 in this game. Quiet night for Manny. He was 0 for 4 with a walk. Jackson Merrill, he was 0 for 4 with a walk. Xander Bogaerts, though, 2 hits, a home run, had an RBI single, scored a couple of runs. So, altogether again, the only hits coming from Bogey, 2 for 12 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. That's a look at what the heart of the Padres order did tonight. 3-4-5, Manny, Merrill, and Xander Bogaerts. Let's hear tonight's catch of the game.
Which defensive play had the biggest impact on today's game?
He is at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
This is the catch of the game.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Merrill.
Reeled in by Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, celebrating 80 years of seafood excellence.
2-0 to Connor Wong. King delivers and a ground ball towards third. Manny's got the short hop. He's coming home. That's a force. 1 out. Throw to first is not in time. Fermin made a strong throw to first base. You do not often see a 5-2-3 double play attack. And it was bang, bang at first. Good stretch by Arise coming down the line. But Wong just barely able to beat it out. Either way, they get the force of the dish and keep this game 1-0.
It was a really nice play by Manny. That's our catch of the game in the second. Helped Michael King through that second inning. And King went have to work hard in that inning through 34 pitches, but he got through it without allowing a run. And Manny made a good play on that. It was a short hop, made the pick, threw home, and it helped King through that second inning. And the reason I think it's our catch of the game, and I do want to mention, Cedon Rafaela made a great play. Where was that? I'm trying to look at it here. It was in the fourth inning, took a base hit away from Laureano, who hit it really hard. Rafaela made a great play on a really hard hit ball. However, I'm going to give this to Manny tonight. That wasn't as flashy as the Rafaela play, but it was a big play. If Manny does not pick that cleanly, not only does a run score in that spot, but you're looking at a potentially really big inning for the Red Sox. And who knows what happens in this game if Manny doesn't make that play, get the out at home, and help King through that second inning, which was a tough second inning. He got through it scoreless, but he had to throw 34 pitches. So that's why it's our catch of the game. I actually thought it was a bit of an underrated, really important defensive play that Manny made. The pick, getting the force out at home, and helping Michael King through that second inning. Let's quickly pause for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, this is Mike Shildt. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
Sam Levitt here inside the loft at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Padres win it 5-4 in 10. Let's step aside. When we come back, full out-of-town scoreboard, our play of the game, wrap things up, get ready for the rubber game of this series tomorrow. Much more to do on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show after these words on the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. Brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. The play.
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building. Our post-game coverage, as always, brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. Padres win it 5-4 in 10 innings. Ramon Laureano, the walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Saturday.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Doubleheader today in Atlanta. Braves swept it. They beat the Marlins 7-1 in Game 1, and they won Game 2 8-6. The Yankees beat the Astros 5-4 in New York. Trent Grisham go-ahead home run for the Yankees in that game in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Nationals beat the Giants 4-2 in San Francisco. Angels beat the Tigers 7-4 in Detroit. Joe Adele, a home run in that game for the Angels. Reds beat the Pirates 2-1 in Pittsburgh. Reds snapping a 3-game losing streak. A's beat the Orioles 11-3 in Baltimore. Guardians beat the White Sox 3-1 in Chicago. Royals beat the Twins 2-0 in Minnesota. Brewers rallied to beat the Mets 7-4. Mets have lost 6 in a row. They are not playing well at all right now. Cubs beat the Cardinals 9-1 in St. Louis. Phillies beat the Rangers 3-2 in Arlington. Diamondbacks walked off the Rockies tonight. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. a walk-off hit in that one in the bottom half of the 9th inning for Arizona. Dodgers beat up on the Blue Jays 9-1 in L.A. Blake Snell started that game for the Dodgers. He would have a nice start, the former Padre. He went 5 innings scoreless and struck out 10. Max Muncy, Shohei Ohtani home runs in that game for the Dodgers, and the Mariners beat the Rays 7-4 in Seattle tonight. That's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Saturday. Padres win it 5-4 against the Red Sox in 10. Let's hear tonight's play of the game.
The line between winning and losing can be razor thin. Which play was the difference between victory and defeat? This is today's play of the game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
First pitch on the way, and a bouncer over the head of the third baseman. Bregman down the left field line. Bogarts is on his way. Anthony's throw to the plate is not in time, and Ramon Laureano walks it off as the Padres beat the Red Sox 5-4 in 10.
What a win, Ramon Laureano, the walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 10th inning. He continues to deliver in the brown and gold. I caught up with Ramon on the field right after his walk-off moment tonight.
Ramon, what a moment for you in a brand new uniform. What does it mean to you to have a moment like this in this stadium?
It feels special, continue to, try to win games, try to do anything for the team to win ball games, and that's what we're here for.
You were ready on a first pitch slider. What was your mindset going into that at bat?
Hit a homer. I didn't know the sign, and then I'm like, okay, let's chop it down.
You've had so many big hits already for this team in a really short amount of time. What's allowing you to contribute the way you continue to do?
Playing winning baseball. I think that's what I've been always doing, just playing winning baseball. I don't know really how to play on a rebuild baseball, but I think, I'm here, and I'm trying to just stay present and help the team win.
This team continues to play really well. What stands out to you about this group?
Everybody's a grinder. I'm a grinder. I want to win ball games, and thank God I'm here.
Finally, this bullpen, they've got a lot of high-octane arms in that pen. What's it like playing behind those guys in the bullpen right now?
You're locked in, but it feels pretty easy, to be honest. But you're locked in. You never know what's going to happen. Be ready for any moment and stay present.
Ramon, congratulations on a great moment here at Petco Park. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sam.
That was Ramon Laureano right after tonight's walk-off hit. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look ahead to tomorrow, first pitch tomorrow at 1:10 p.m. Our pregame coverage from inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building begins at 12:10. Right-hander Brian Bayo on the mound for the Red Sox tomorrow against right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. Taking a look at the final totals here tonight in 10 innings for the Padres. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left on 12. For the Red Sox, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 11. Winning pitcher Jason Adam, who improves to 7-3. Losing pitcher Garrett Whitlock, who drops to 5-2. Time of game, 3 hours and 19 minutes in the crowd at Petco Park tonight. The 51st sellout of the season in this building, 42,389. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 1:10. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:10. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Bobby Sharton, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from Petco Park. Again, the final score here tonight in 10 innings as the Padres walk it off. The San Diego Padres 5 and the Boston Red Sox 4. We'll talk to you tomorrow here at Petco Park on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.